Good morning, y'all. Jody Whipple, Just Hefe, Yus Hefe, Michigan Shepherd, Tony, Jimmy, Benjamin. Good morning, everybody. How are we? Bama Buckeye, good morning. I met one of your partners in crime a couple days ago. Wait, yesterday. No, what's today? Tuesday? 2 days ago. My gosh, it just all flows together. 2 days ago. Marlo, Hulkamaniac, that's a good name. I like that. Butcher. Andrew Barnes, good morning, bro. Jeremiah, good morning. Wild Mountain Road, Freedom Dad, Lone Star Living. He's a good guy. You know, he seemed like it. He said, hey, Bama Buckeye said to tell you hi. And I was like, what? I was like, that guy's a cool guy. So, morning, Mouse, Leslie. Jay Morris, Garen, good morning. Hey, guys, listen. Early in May, I'm having a surgery. I'm going to be down for about 2 weeks. So if you don't see me, don't lose your crap, okay? Don't be like, oh, my gosh, Bear's dead. Bear got shut down by YouTube. Bear got kicked off of Patreon. None of that.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, rendition, probably not what happened. So possible, but unlikely, although that would be a phenomenal, time to attempt to rendition me. But I'd be sleeping with a 240 Bravo, so it's fine. You pull the sheets back, and I just cut you in half. I appreciate you, Bama. Andrew Barnes, thoughts on Scottish Highlands cattle? My guess is they taste delicious. Other than that, I don't know much about them. Other than they're. My wife says they're cute, and I was gonna say they're short and shaggy. Did someone say free coffee? Good morning, Jay Johns. The black helicopters got Bear. Exactly. Jay Morris, bless you. Cornfed, good morning, brother. Lone Star, thank you. Leslie, thank you. So don't freak out if you're like, where did Bear go? Like, I'll be around. Okay. I'm on doctor's orders to do nothing for 2 weeks and then to take it easy for 2 weeks. And those of y'all that know me or even know me by proxy, the worst part is not the surgery. The worst part is the whole idea of doing nothing for 2 weeks. I'm bad at that. Highland cattle have a higher protein and lower fat content. Cool. Sarah knows what's up. What's up, Sarah? Space Force. I actually got an awesome gift from Andrew Stanek at training this past weekend. It was a Pelican case that on the outside it says TCCC, Tactical Combat Coffee Care, and inside of it you open it up and it's got a little coffee drip and a container for coffee, 4 little bottles of peanut butter whiskey, and 2 places for cigars to go with 2 Cubas in it. And he's like, here you go. You will never be without coffee when you travel again. I was like, dude, that's freaking awesome. Bears do nothing is rucking with 40 pounds instead of 80. Yeah, there you go.
How are you going to handle doing nothing?
I'm not going to handle it well. I'm probably going to need to be ratchet strapped to the bed for a while. So, don't put that on me, kiddo. Run away. Whose leash is this? Whose?
Otto's.
Otto's leash? Yeah, they don't know about Otto.
Yeah.
Run away. Run along. Go do something. Hans says the Screwball peanut butter whiskey is amazing. Too good for its own good. Oh, I know all about it, bro. Morning, Devin. We order it by the case around here. The case is the minimum quantity we buy anything anymore, and a lot of things it's a pallet, not a case. But I don't have pallets of whiskey money. What, does he stink?
Yes.
What's he been doing?
I don't know.
Whatever it is, he must have just did it because he didn't stink at 6 o'clock this morning when I saw him. Oh yeah, he's dirty. What have you been doing, Sam? Murders.
I don't know of what.
Lay down. I need to try this peanut butter whiskey y'all speak of. Sounds interesting. What are you doing? You've been chewing on dead stuff. Go lay down. Go lay down. Dog.
Blood on him.
Go lay down.
Always smells like roast beef.
Yummy. Excuse me while I cut this hand off. There we go. Ugh.
Yeah.
Digging in the compost, I think.
I don't know.
I tried peanut butter whiskey with Welch's 100% grape juice, and it was delicious, just like a PB and jelly sandwich. That's not a bad idea. Okay.
They was drinking it with apple crown last night.
Mm.
Like peanut butter apples.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea, too. I like it with ice.
When things are too good, that's how you become an alcoholic.
That's right. And we're removing a lot of barriers to entry here. It's like, that's why I like whiskey, because it's a little painful, you know? makes you think twice. Do I really want another one of these?
Every time you drink it.
Yeah. Do I really want one more of these? Yeah. Mm. So how are we doing this morning, Patreon? By the way, I appreciate y'all. I know I've been a little I feel lax in my content production for y'all as of late, and so just know you're always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. So I've got to record more content this week for y'all. Been good doing the things. Spry and frolicsome. Nice, Jay Johns. That is a Northeast statement for show. Fair to Midland. That's a Southeast statement. Slow moving. Benjamin Morgan. Roger that. Sitting here watching it snow again. Bro, time to move. Lots of volunteer tomatoes this year. Somebody stole my bean pole. Get another bean pole. That's gross. De Kuyper chocolate. Nice. Reese's peanut butter cup. Okay. It's okay, Bear. I'm too busy. I'm a little lax on my content consumption. Okay. Good enough. You're in my mind and in my prayers as well, brother. No worries. Hans, bless you, bro. Went to doctor because of chest pains. All's well. I guess it's just orneriness. Kat, I'm glad you're well. Awesome. Sarah needs more coffee. Good job, Sarah.
I'm drinking my coffee, Sarah.
Harmony wants you to know that she is drinking her coffee, Sarah. So
I'm drinking my coffee. You should get your coffee.
I knew a band called Fair to Midland back in the day from Midland, Texas. That's cool. I like that. Every time I hear that rooster in the background, I start singing that one Beatles song called Good Morning. Yeah, roger that. Cornfed is getting ready to plant if it will stop snowing. Oh my gosh. Went to bed 3 hours ago after trying to get all my order into one bag to no avail. Good morning, VicCast. Getting the garden built, sending extra animals to freezer camp. Just got an electric grain mill. Yeah, we have a lot of animals that are going to need to go to freezer camp, which is fine by me, praise the Father, all of our freezers are full. So I don't know if we're just going to have like sheep roasts because we can or what.
We need to do our block party.
We do need to do our block party.
And
That'd be
then
a great
just
way to do it. Yep.
Eat all of our animals.
Eat all of them? That's
poor Otto.
There's a tour for that, Mama. You're safe, Otto. You're safe. They don't know Otto.
I like Otto.
I like Otto too. He just has to learn how to be one of us. He's in the process of learning how to be one of us.
That's energy control.
I have 4 Rams and an Escape U that are all in need of going to freezer camp. Yep, me too, man. Lots of rain forecast for the week. Won't be able to get back into the garden. Yeah. My freezers are full too. Getting good at Tetris. Man, I understand that for sure. Mail order sanctified meats. I like that. I got a brother who's starting a butcher shop called the Clean Meat Co. And their slogan is "You can't beat our meat." And yeah, I might send some to him. So Clean Meat Co. If you're in Eastern Oklahoma and you need your animals butchered, Clean Meat Co. You can't beat our meat.
That's pretty funny.
Caffeinating and transplanting veggies and herbs being controlled by a toddler. I know Peppa Pig very well now. Morning, Badger. 10 eggs in the incubator from our rose-combed Rhode Island Reds. Awesome. Morning, Kylie. Spring cleaning. Nice. Montague Paratrooper. You know, Hans, I've been thinking about, so this is a good jumping off point for this conversation. I watched the video that PJ posted yesterday on recommendation of Sasquatch from the Long Hour Foundation, talking about the societal collapse best practices. And the guy in that video, if you haven't watched it, essentially was Russian, Soviet Russian in the 90s, and he was he's American from Soviet Russia, and he went back 4 times during the Soviet collapse and essentially took notes. And he talked about there's 4 things you really need. You need food, you need shelter, you need transportation, and you need security. And I will admit the transportation side of things is something that I haven't put a whole lot of thought into other than perpetuating our gas and diesel engines that we have. But it really got me thinking, like, we have bicycles, and by we, I mean the kids have bicycles. I certainly don't have a bicycle, although I'm not opposed to the idea. And then I was also like, man, we need to get some of them Amish race cars and get them hooked up to Gertrude out here and just be buzzing around town. So, yeah.
You're gonna buggy Gertrude?
You don't think I can buggy Gertrude?
I just don't think she's actually gonna do anything you want her to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like a wild goose chase.
Dudley has a bike. That's correct. Dudley has a bike.
That was a really good video.
Did you watch that?
We did. We listened to it on the way back.
Yep, us too. And then I listened to several yesterday, but it really got me a couple of hay burners maybe. You know, corn-fed, I was thinking that too, but if I'm going to do that, they're going to be draft horses. I'll just be frank with you. I can't stand horses by and large. And it's not that there are some good horses and there are some decent horse people, but there's a lot of a-hole horses and there's a lot of a-hole horse people for sure. It's like a cult. There you go. And growing up, we had horses early on in my life, and guess who fed them? Me. Guess who was responsible for cleaning their stalls? Me. Guess who rode them? My sisters. Not interested in it. But if I get horses, it'll probably be 2 draft horses. What do they call those? Percherons. Percherons are like Portuguese war horses that make Clydesdales look like P words. Might get a couple of them. I hear you have slapped the many horses. Right, there you go. Massive learning curve with driving animals, horses, oxen, etc. I love my horses, but they are a pain in the ass. Right? See, there you go. And so I'm thinking in that direction, but I'm certainly not moving in that direction currently. But we do have a lot of teenagers. So if we could get like a wagon and get like 6 or 8 teenagers hooked up to it and just have them pull it, I'd be fine with that too. Horse people be crazy. People with horses are mostly cool. That's true. You could draw that distinction there as well. Gondolas. Get some gondolas going on the creeks around here. That's a good idea. Turn Sam into a sled dog. Yeah, well, that sled would have to function in the mud because that's pretty much what we have. Randomness from eastern Montana. A 3-foot tall owl saying hoo hoo at 3 a.m. and it rotates its head to where the IR security camera picks it out is interesting to experience, right? Woo! The Amish here all use mules, big, strong, and really chill. Yep. My uncle raised horses. They were all pain in the asses the moment he hooked them up to a wagon. Yep. So, a corn liquor powered vehicle. Now, I've also thought about wood gasification, like a lot. I've thought a lot about it. And there's got to be a way, and there probably is a way. A man or woman would have to take the time to do it, to essentially make a self-contained wood gasification power plant. If you think about like a big job box, like a knack box or a rigid box or something like that, and it was self-contained. It's a power plant unit. You just set it in your pickup truck or set it on the bed of your flatbed, or who knows, you probably couldn't make one for a car because there's going to be heat and smoke, right? But you stick firewood in one end and wood gas comes out the other end. Right there, it's self-contained. Boom. It's like a wood power plant, and then obviously it runs into your gas motor. We're doing a wood gasification boiler for winter heat. Well, there you go. Yeah, Robert, I know that they're on there. That's why I'm really interested in the concept of wood gasification, because we have a lot of pickup trucks and we have a lot of gas burners, and so it can be done. I know it can be done. I've seen other people do it. I just haven't done it myself. But rather than cobbling together a bunch of parts for each vehicle, if you could build a system to where it's reproducible, right? And then, like I said, it fits inside of a job box, and you just take, you and 3 of your strong friends, or a forklift or a backhoe or a tractor, and pick it up and set it in the bed of the truck and strap it down, feed it wood, boom, wood gasification. So steam generator, something else we've looked at. Recycled fry oil, something else we've looked at. A steam boiler is pretty sweet. In fact, I had a brother reached out to me about 1.5 years ago. It's a 35 kilowatt, it's a 35,000 watt generator that functioned on steam with wood or coal heat, that also, as a byproduct, produced hot water, because steam, and heat. So you could pipe the hot water through your house for hot water and for heating, with radiant heating, whether that's like radiant in-floor heating or cast iron radiators that hot water flows through. And so you get heat, hot water, and electricity from the thing. Now, if you burn your trash in it, you've also got an incinerator. So you're dealing with your trash, an incinerator. Can you say that word? Good job.
That's how I
Yep.
In the Minecraft world, people say it incinerator. That's how they say it in Minecraft.
Oh, got it. That's awesome, Jay Jones. So that might be something good to look into, is one of them steam generators. But then, like, that's for like at the house. Probably wouldn't do so great on the truck, but it's a pretty good idea for the house. You need a flux capacitor, burn your trash, and go back to the future. Good idea. Lister engine uses a radiator that can be used for generating hot water and heat. There you go. Subject change. Any progress on the greenhouse? No, not currently. The greenhouse that we were going to order is out of stock. We had a brother offered us a very large greenhouse, which was awesome. Very kind of him. It was like, no, baby, over there. It's like 7,500 square foot greenhouse or something like that. It's big. And his asking price was half of what he paid for at retail, which was incredibly reasonable, but it was more than what we had to spend. And that's probably more greenhouse than we need, frankly. So we passed on that. And then the one that we were going to get is currently out of stock, and we're waiting for it to come back in stock. So Andrew Stanek, good morning, bro. Riots may affect shipping times. That is correct. So we're going with a a Gothic framed thing from what do you call it? Farmersfriend.com. Farmersfriend.com. Go. Give me a greenhouse. There we go. So I guess it's technically a caterpillar tunnel is how they're referring to this thing. Or if that's just their phrase for it or what. But yeah, one of these. Can you all see that? Focus. There you go. One of them right there. That's what we're going with. So, and these are the people, you know, we were just researching on the Sabbath, and it popped up, and it was like, our store will be open in 7 hours and 58 minutes. Shabbat Shalom. And we're like, damn, these people are cool. We'll probably do a 16 by 50 on those, Lone Star. Canaho 91, good morning. Storms is working a fusion reactor, but I really don't want to be around when he turns it on for the first time. I agree. It'll only work once anyway, and then I'll have to take it apart and clean it. So, yeah, hashtag tornado season, but we don't really, at least right here, we do get high winds, but we don't get naders, as I've been told. So, Master Soup, here's the thing. I can build my own. I am in a stage of my life right now, though, where and you all are, it's just most people don't realize it. Every one of you is in a stage of your life where time is your most valuable resource. It's just most people squander it. And the vast majority of people are in a position where they're trading that time for money. 1-to-1. I do this, you pay me X amount of dollars per hour to do this. You're trading your time for money. That's not how we do things around here, and it's not how I do things. In fact, almost everybody that works for us is on salary. Almost everybody. There's a few people that work intermittently. I guess you'd call it part-time. They get paid for the hours that they work. But everybody else is on a salary. And sometimes there's a lot to do. Sometimes there's not. And that's okay. Everybody's on a salary. And so what that means is we're not trading our time for money. And I don't trade time for money. I haven't traded time for money in a long time, and it's a cornerstone of being entrepreneurial. There's only so much time, which means no matter what your max rate is for your time, your dollars per hour that you're paid, you're still trading time for money. It's better to shut up, Bert. I'm trying to talk. Yeah, I'm talking to you. It's better to build systems around you that generate revenue that are not directly tied to time for money 1-for-1, because then that frees up your time to do other things. So getting back around to you can build one, I can. I've built a lot of really awesome stuff in my life, from little tiny pieces of like absolute craftsmanship with woodworking to massive 1,600 square mile, utility projects. I got 3 businesses in the ministry currently. And so for me to take the time to make something that I could buy currently, because I'm no longer trading my time for money, it's in many cases better for me to just buy something rather than to make it. So that's where I am. I love you too. I will remember you. Da 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 da. Will you remember me? Da 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 da. Okay, love you. Yes, Stump Shoots and Shoots, there is a time that there isn't a lot to do. You have to make that time. And then also one day a week, the Father tells us, do nothing. So, listen to this cacophony of birds over here. This is ridiculous. Arkansas Living's in here? Dang. Oh. Morning, brother. So, the live from Indie Convo made me really think about that. Good. Well, you mean when we were watching Torah porn on the back of a pickup truck? What a bunch of friggin' morons. Anyway. So, yeah, so I can make a lot of things. I've built a lot of things. I have the capacity to build a lot of things currently. What I don't have is the time. And so I've got to ask myself, and I often do ask myself, what is the best use of my time right now? What is the thing that I can be doing that's the most productive? And right now I've got, this is something we're going to be talking about more on the upper tiers as well. I got a whole series of videos coming on this, but sustain, improve. And right now, my sustain is connection with my family, maintaining the businesses, and my spirituality, maintaining my connection with the Father. Improve, my list was Zoom on Patreon. That's done. That's how I improved it. It's gone. And improve was from my standpoint, meaning that it had become half bitch fest and half bear fanboyism, and I was done with it. It was no longer being profitable and by profitable I mean beneficial to those who were attending, and I was left with 2 choices: fix it or get rid of it. And so I could dedicate my time to fix it, which I didn't want to do, or I could get rid of it. So I got rid of it. Wellness and fitness, working on that. Like I said, I got a surgery coming up, and then there's downstream ramifications from that. And then Caleb House execution is also on my improve. Well, we've really stepped up our game there as well. And so sustain, improve. There's only so many things you can focus on. There's only so much time. There's only so many resources. And so I would highly recommend playing the sustain, improve game, because you're going to come up with a list that's got 15 to 20 things on the sustain, 15 to 20 things on the improve, and you're going to realize there's not enough time. There's not enough resources to do all these things. So that forces you to prioritize. Once you prioritize, then you can execute on the few things that you have in front of you. And you have to be willing to, and this is like a 90-day sprint, right? You have to be willing over the next 90 days to be focused exclusively on the things that you're improving, and be willing to not be focused on all the things that aren't on that list. Because, he who defends everything defends nothing. He who improves everything improves nothing. He who sustains everything sustains nothing. So, morning, Jimmy. Morning, Dom Nudo. So, legalize for all. A lot of the Zoom calls were very good, and you know me, I'm brash and my candor level is high. So, not taking away from the good that was done on the Zoom calls, but it was getting to the point where I didn't want to do them it was no longer being enjoyable for me, and I did not think that it was going to be profitable for the people that were involved. And so we changed that. Been convicted by a brother that us as Torah believers ought to be the most healthy people walking on this earth. Not yet, Hans, is coming. Tactically Torah, go with the conviction of your heart, brother. Health is certainly something, says the guy sitting here smoking a cigar, that should be at the top of everybody's priority list. But everybody, there's degrees to everything. That's the thing to understand. Everybody's in a different place, man. I'm frankly not as strong as I used to be. I could walk into a gym and just slap plates onto a bar and keep slapping plates onto a bar and keep slapping plates onto a bar just because. I've got a buddy who's about my size. I've known him my whole life, who is a gym rat. He's in the gym 6 days a week. And I was on the phone with him one time at the gym, and he's like, yeah, I've got to put some plates on here. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm benching. I said, what are you benching? He goes, I'm about to bench 330. I said, that's a good number. He goes, what do you bench? I'm like, I'll probably do 400 today. And he's like, bull, you can't do 4. That's like, stand by. I'm going to send you a quick video. Right. So I did 465, a set of 7, and then put the bar back up. And he was really, really, really upset that he goes to the gym 6 days a week and he works out between 3 and 335 on the bar. And I did 7 reps at 465, and I don't go to the gym that often, even then. So different people have different strengths and weaknesses, inherent giftings, talents, delights. Twitch over here will run 4 miles for fun. And I'm like, is somebody trying to kill you? Is there a velociraptor chasing you? What the hell is wrong with you? Right? I'm like, I don't run 40 yards for fun. I don't run for fun. Running is at the whole other opposite spectrum of fun for me. Look at Pastor Joe. That dude ran ultra marathons. I'm like, no, it's not my gifting. But when it comes to like lifting heavy things, that's my gifting.
Mind if I make a comment?
I mind a lot.
Oh, God.
Gosh dang, this
Something.
guy.
Typically, I will spout off stuff, theory, concepts at the bigs when we're doing PT. And for better or worse. So instead of music, they get to hear my annoying voice. But I try to teach them some stuff as we're doing PT. And something I mentioned to them last time we did it was, if you've got like a fire team, SEAL team, any kind of military operation, something, even police, the guy with the heaviest equipment is going to be the slowest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're like M60 gunner, your 240 Bravo gunner, your breacher who's carrying a ram that's like 40 pounds. Those people are going to be the slowest. And so you could almost say, well, dang, they're holding us all back. Yeah, until you need them. Until you need those bullets to fly from that 240 Bravo or from the M60, or until you need to get that door open with the breaching tools. So make sure you keep in mind that everybody's got their own spot, their own niche that they need to fill.
And to that point, here's a picture of me with a 20-foot power pole on my shoulder, moving it from, I don't know, it was like 50, 60 yards, and it just needed to be moved. So I just picked it up and moved it. And that was not a staged picture. I just picked it up and moved it. My brother took that and sent it to me. So he can run 4 miles. I can just pick these things up and carry them around like they're nothing. So again, that's what I was made to do.
Yep. And we've all got our different thing. And that's all I want to say.
Yeah.
Rock on.
So Bigfoot. This may be being shared out of context by someone who hates running. Proverbs 28:1. Stand by. We just read Proverbs 27. Didn't we? Yeah, because it's 27.
And we stopped.
Because it's not the 28th. We'll have to read that one tomorrow. The wrong shall flee, though no one pursues.
Shut up.
Note to self, just be able to outrun Dudley, right? Amen tactically, Toro. Twitch, I carried the M60, ran 2 miles and 11:10 on my last PT test. Good job.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah. I used to run good, now not so much. I never run good. Even when I played football, which, you know, running is part of what they make you do in football. Even as a fat lineman, I still make you run. Not near as much, or at least the teams that I was on, not near as much as the other guys. I've never run well. I can do it. It's not my gifting. It's like I was not built for tap dancing. But if there's something heavy you need moved, I got you, man. So now, sprinting short distances, like Joshua said, I was pretty quick in the 40. I was like near the front of the pack in the 40, but I was at the back of the pack in the 100. So I did 104 push-ups in 2 minutes, 98 sit-ups in 2 minutes, and 2 miles in 12:36. Nice. I'm built for comfort. I ain't built for speed. Big guys that move quick are scary, right? So, anywho, yes, fitness, right? But getting back to sustain and improve, what do you need to work on? You can't work on all the things all the time. Otherwise, you're not working on anything. So focus on what you need to work on. Good morning, Rich. Seriously, thank you for the marksmanship youth vid. It helps with directions to go in. You're welcome. Speaking of directions to go in, I got a lot of directions to go in today. Oh, man. Like, return to normalcy, question mark, today. You will carry the runners when they twist an ankle. There you go. Compartmentalization, be 100% wherever you are in the moment. Right. There's Marcus Aurelius talks about that as far as fixing your mind firmly in the present. Don't be dwelling on the things that happened yesterday, and don't be worrying about the things that are going to happen tomorrow. Be focused on what's happening now. Be focused on what's happening today. And then that goes hand in hand with, we suffer more in our minds than we do in reality. So let's just deal with, and the Bible talks about this. The evils of the day are sufficient to the day within, or the time there within, or whatever that freaking saying is. But meaning there's enough to deal with right now. Let's not go ahead and make things worse than they are. And that's the whole, you could take that into preparedness. That's the whole pants on fire, zombie monster alien invasion bull crap that, everybody loves to get spun up about. And I don't. I don't. Sensible preppers, suits. That's a good name for preparedness channel, because being sensible. We talked about this reading James the other day on Shabbat. Being sensible, having your wits about you matters. Well, if you're worried about what happened yesterday, or you're dwelling on what happened yesterday, and you're worried about what's going to happen tomorrow, you're robbing yourself of your ability to perform, and dare I say, the joy of today. Okay. Yeah. Some bad shit might happen tomorrow. Yeah, it might. And it might not be the stuff that you think's gonna happen. You might get hit by a bus. You might lose somebody you love. Your house might catch fire. These things happen to people all the time. So if you're wasting today worrying about tomorrow, you're doing yourself a disservice, as well as all the people around you a disservice. They need you. They don't need you caught up in bullshit. Rich, thank you so much for coming to Indy for the TCCC training. It was fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Rich. Thank you for coming. Yep, Indy training was great. Thank you. Yeah, we enjoyed it, right?
We're kind of fond of our product.
I need to hear that today. Gray Mouse, bless you. Certainly was. Maticus was there too. We had a lot of people there, which is awesome. Indy was the biggest class we ever done, and that was an accident, but it worked out well. And we had a lot of Blue Dangly Mafia there as well, which was cool.
Maticus, isn't he from way out?
Yeah, from way, way, way out. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, you got to abuse him a little bit. That was awesome.
He's one of my patrons now. He was not a minded.
Indy was epic. Andrew, bless you, bro. Brother Bear, you will be as you always are in our prayers. Love you all. Cornfed, bless you, brother. That Cornfed at training too. Alberta home. Iron Man, good morning, brother. Indy training was awesome, putting TQs on everybody. Yep. Glad you enjoyed it, Iron Man. I'm glad all y'all enjoyed it. It's a good class, you know, and that's our entry level class. And we get a lot of people that are like, that's the entry level class? I'm like, oh yeah, there's so many things to teach you. So how would you go about fixing a wet area of your property? Build it up with wood chips? No, the wood chips are going to rot and they'll make soil if it's already wet. You either need to drain the water off or raise the soil level. So dirt work essentially is what I would recommend. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 years around here. Slowly, steadily, dirt work. You need to create an opportunity for the water to run. You don't want it sitting there. Now, you may have a spring as well. We have areas on property here that it never stops being wet. And that's because there's a spring. There's not much you can do about that. So can't wait for an 8-hour class in Indy. We'll copy that. I have a problem. Many irons in the fire. I have trouble deciding which iron to attend to first. So I just after it and sort itself out, eventually go with the flow. Well, again, he who guards everything guards nothing. He who does everything does nothing. So you have to prioritize and execute. You have to decide. It's the 80-20 principle, bro. It's called the Pareto principle. 80% of the reward that you're getting, however you quantify that, is coming from 20% of your efforts. And 80% of your efforts are only contributing to 20% of what you're experiencing as the positive benefits of your actions. And it's counterintuitive, but it works. I Pareto principle the shit out of my life. I Pareto principle all the time with clients, with businesses. What are we doing that works? What's our best return on investment here? Let's do that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. On to the next thing. Or it works, but it takes an inordinate amount of blood, sweat, tears, time, and treasure to do this one thing that's not really profitable. However you define profitable. So, Pareto principle. What's the 20% of what you're doing every day that contributes to the 80% of the positivity of what you're experiencing? Do that. And then the other 80% of your day. Think about that. Okay, so if you're working an 8-hour day, and let's be frank, none of us are working an 8-hour day. So let's just go with 10 hours. If you're working a 10-hour day, 2 hours of what you're doing in that day is really what you need to be doing. That's when you're hardcore executing. You're answering emails, you're calling clients, you're going and seeing people, you're shaking hands, kissing babies, you're filling orders, you're executing on the job site, you're whatever it is. 2 hours of your day, you're really getting after it. The other 8 hours, you're probably doing some bullshitting. You're probably watching me on YouTube or looking at Facebook or scrolling through Instagram. You probably ate some lunch. You went to the bathroom a few times. You sat around, maybe you read a book. You talked to Bob at the water cooler for 20 minutes about nothing. Take all that time and get rid of it. Now, if you're me, you fill that time with other meaningful things, and you've Pareto principled 4 things instead of 1 thing. You know, Bear Independent, Refuge Medical, Refuge Training, Grindstone Ministries. Shall I continue, right? But 80% of your payoff is coming from 20% of your efforts. That means that 80% of your efforts are bullshit. Just stop with that. Just stop. Don't do it. Or you subcontract that. You give it away to somebody else. I don't read emails. We get too many emails for me to read. I unapologetically don't read Patreon messages because I get too many to read. And if I can't read one, I'm not going to read any of them. Right? It's not fair for me to read 3 of them out of the 300 that come in every week. So I don't read them. And a lot of them are Patreon messages. A lot of them are like, Bear, Patreon won't. I know I have no control over that. You need to get with customer service. So all that being said, I don't dwell on the things, and I don't give time and effort to the things that are not profitable. And profitable does not mean monetary necessarily. Profitable for personal growth and betterment, profitable for my relationship with my children and my wife, profitable for my relationship with my brothers and my sisters, profitable for the agriculture that we have going on in this homestead, profitable for my own personal well-being and my spirituality. I don't do those things, or I give them away to somebody else. I have somebody whose job it is to read emails because I don't read them, and reading emails is a big part of living today's life. Right? I don't go to the bank. I don't do that. I don't need to go to the bank. That's not my job. Why am I spending my time to go to the bank? I have people who are better at going to the bank and enjoy going to the bank. I am capable of making some badass Microsoft Excel spreadsheets and doing profit and loss statements and all of that. I'm good at all of that. I can do it. Why? Why would I do that? I don't need to do that. You know what I need to do? I need to do this. I need to interact with y'all. I need to make executive decisions in the businesses that I'm enmeshed with, and I need to make sure my people are taken care of. That's what I need to do. And if I spend 20% of my day doing that, then that covers 80% of my problems. You need to ask yourself, why are you dedicating so much time and energy and blood, sweat, and tears and money towards 20% of your life that's high friction? Just stop doing the high friction bullshit or give it away. It doesn't matter. So apparently Matthew asked a good question. Hey brother, when I get the first fruits off my garden, I feel like I should make an offering to Yah. Could you offer advice on how to go about that? For sure. So first fruits, I'll tell you how I did it. I took 1/10 of what I had, and it was an offering. It was not a ritual. It was not, hey, sit. Chewing on a power line, you dummy. Good job. Sit. Good. Stay. So, I took 1/10 of what I had, the best of what I had. And it amounted to 2 handfuls of beans, pole beans and green beans. And I made a small stack of rocks, just a little stack of rocks. And I laid the beans on top of there, on top of some tinder and a little fire, and I burned them. And I got down on my knees and I prayed over it as I made this little burnt offering to the Father, 1/10 of what I had, the best of what I had. And it was one of those stuff falling out of my face moments. It was beautiful. And it's absolutely an acknowledgement that what I have comes from the Father. And it's only because of the Father that I have it in the first place. And so that's what I did. Yes, Donna, sit, stay. So, Hans, bless you, bro. 80-20 principle and sustain, improve. Do those two things, and you'll see a difference in your life for sure. You know, I have the perception of doing, Bear, you do so much. No, we as an organization do so much. You know, I made the comment in Indy, I think in the afternoon class, I operate on a lot of borrowed credit. You guys give me a lot of credit for stuff that other people are doing within this organization. You know, it was me and 3 instructors at Forest in Indianapolis. I was like, there's still 15 other people that are part of what we do that are operating somewhere else right now, that are moving the machine forward. See, that's the thing. That 20% that you're dedicating 80% of your time to is somebody else's 80%. That's their gifting, their talent, their delight. Give them that. And this is the other thing too. When you give away that to somebody else, even if you're really good at it, like if I have the capacity to be an A+ at Microsoft Excel. I do. If I have the time to dedicate to it, if I want to. I need to be okay with getting a B+ back from somebody else. And then the people that handle our Excel on this side are A+ at it as well. But when you subcontract something, you give it away, you hand it to a subordinate, you hand it to a partner, whatever. When you give it away to somebody else, you need to be okay with the fact that they might, A, not do it the same way you do it, and B, it might not be, air quote, as good as if you had done it. Doesn't matter. You don't have to do it now. It's off of your plate, and you need to accept, and you need to order your life, your business, your structures in such a way that somebody else's B+ is more than adequate to move the ball down the field to accomplish the mission. It matters less how it gets done as it does that it gets done, whatever it is. And so that comes back to equipping and empowering your people. And you can apply this to all things: preparedness, mutual assistance groups, businesses, churches, neighbors, whatever. What matters is that it gets done, much more so than how it gets done. Now, it should be done morally, ethically, and appropriately. Like, do a good job, right? If you can't find the time to do it right, when are you going to find the time to do it over? That. But somebody else's good job can be wholly adequate, might even be better than your good job. So take your ego out of it and just acknowledge that it's good that it got done. That's all it needs to get done. Good morning, Doug Bucher. It just needs to get done. It's, you know, that ego and that pride of us doing it. I did this. Man, I didn't do shit. Right? First of all, we all belong to the Father anyway. This time is all His. Every single molecule, every mote of dust is His. Every dollar, every dime, every hour of time is His. We didn't do anything. We were just willing or unwilling participants in His will. So that's the first thing. The next is every one of us, to a certain degree, is trading on somebody else's blood, sweat, tears, time, and treasure to a greater or lesser extent. So, and this is not a talk on collectivism, because I believe that everything should be voluntary. I'm a capitalist, not a communist. But we're all, to a greater or lesser extent, working together anyway. So take your ego out of it. Understand what the mission is. And that's a big part of it too. What are we actually trying to do here? And then just get the damn job done. It doesn't matter who gets credit for it. What matters is that we got the job done. And if Sally's B+ is more than adequate to get the job done, I don't need to be worrying about whether or not I could do it as an A+, because I've got other things that I need to do. So we're gonna let Sally handle that. And Sally will very likely experience fulfillment and pride of workmanship in the doing of that B+, which contributes to the accomplishment of the mission, moving the ball down the field. So, yeah. Bam, a Buckeye. Bless you. Shalom, brother. Excellent completion beats unfinished perfection. There you go. I like it. I like it. My daughter is sleeping rolled onto my plate carrier. It can't be comfortable, but she looks so peaceful. Man was not meant to be alone in many ways. Yep, agreed. It's not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet. That's a whole nother conversation there. But even if you talk about headship and submission, which scares the crap out of most people because they have these skewed concepts of what that means, that gets back to the same thing. Empower your wife to make these decisions, to be a help to your home and whatever you have going on in your life, whatever your mission as a man is, right? That's your co-warrior. That's your, not even your better half. I actually dislike that term. And why is it that men have become so conditioned to be derogatory towards themselves, to be a bunch of sopping wet pussies? I hate that. I had a guy recently tell me, well, happy wife, happy life. No, I didn't ask you what your wife thinks. I already know what your wife thinks because she's standing right next to you. What do you think? Well, actually, yeah, actually. See, this is the other thing too. I was talking recently with Dr. Trevor about this and something completely unrelated, but passive aggressive is deception. It is lying. It is bearing false witness, because when you're passive aggressive, and aggressive beats passive aggressive, by the way. And so if you're a hammer, be a hammer. If you need to be a hammer occasionally, be a damn hammer, because passive aggressive is deception, because your front facing self, what you're telling me passively over here, isn't what you actually think back over here. And then the whisper campaigns and the blah, blah, blahs and the shit talking starts. No. It's deception. It's bearing false witness. And so passive aggressiveness is something that I absolutely despise, and I don't tolerate, and I don't think anybody else should tolerate it either. And it's something that even in ourselves, if we see ourselves doing that, we should demolish, we should destroy within ourselves, because it's untruth. And we are not called to untruth. That is not our job. That is not what we are called to walk in. 1 Peter 2:21, for this you were called, that Messiah, having suffered for your sins, that you would walk in his steps, that in him there is no sin and no deceit is found in his mouth. Well, passive aggressive is deceit. It's deception. So any of that we have in us, we should be destroying daily. And be honest. Honesty is difficult, but it's good. Getting back to men and headship and submission and empowering your co-warrior, learn to delegate. There's no ego here. Learn to delegate. So it's the same thing in business. It's the same thing in life. We're told to love each other as Christ loves the church. Agreed. We're also told the wife is to be in submission to the husband as the husband is in submission to Christ. And so that's a real thing. The husband has to be in submission to Christ before there can be any expectation of submission on the wife's behalf. So our culture has spent a lot of time and energy devaluing husbands and fathers. I agree with that statement. However, I'm going to tweak it one very minor but very important way. The world's culture has spent a lot of time and energy devaluing husbands and fathers. Our culture, my culture, has spent a very long time building up husbands and fathers and explaining the importance of husbands and fathers. Generational curses come from where? The husband, the father. Get your shit straight, man, because if you don't, it can have generational negative effects on you. Why do you see alcoholic children? Because of alcoholic parents. Drug use, poverty. It's generational. These are generational things. And it's not like, I put a hex on you and that hex lasts throughout your generations. It's that we become what we see our parents doing. And so if you as a parent are not squared away, your children won't be squared away either. And so the culture of the world, the whores of Babylon, have done an excellent job devaluing fathers and husbands, because fathers and husbands are the ultimate way to devalue children and to destroy women. And the entity that's in charge of the earth right now is no fan of Father Yah. Had he been a fan of Father Yah, he would not have left the heavenly hosts and fallen to earth. Whole different story. But my culture does a very good job of lifting up fathers and husbands, because we understand that we are integral to the household, just as the wife, just as the children are integral to the household. But and I've told my wife this, at the end of an age, I will be judged based upon how well I led my house, how well I protected my wife, protected my children, how well I acted as a conduit for the Father to bring blessings into my home. She will not, because that is not her job. It is my job, per the word, all throughout the word, Old Testament, New Testament, Torah, prophets, resurrection. Pick your poison. It's all in there. The father and the husband is incredibly important. And fatherhood and husbandry, it all ties back to Yeshua and the Father, Father Yah. It all ties back to him. And so, of course, the world wants to devalue that, because you can't be a good father without a relationship to the Father. You can't be a good husband without being the bridesmaid of Christ. And so, of course, they want to destroy that.
What is that next stop? The Bleed T?
Isn't there one in Oklahoma City?
I don't know. There's one in Moore, May 23rd. There's one in Dallas this Friday, the 30th. Did somebody ask in the comments?
Somebody was asking. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I got a text about it.
Oh, you got a text about it? Stand by. Refuge training.com. Let's see. The one in Moore, Oklahoma is May 23rd. That's an afternoon class, and that's there's one class on that day. May 23rd in Moore, Oklahoma. And then the one in Paola, Kansas it's on a road named after a toe. That's a good time. There's a morning class and an afternoon class, a 9 a.m. and a 3 p.m., and that's on June 13th in Paola, Kansas. Where is Paola, Kansas by? Paola, Kansas. It's outside of Kansas City, just southwest of Kansas City. Good. And let's see. It's not a long drive.
No, it's
That's
not.
nice. And then you got Dallas this Friday, the 30th. That's a morning class.
That's going to be a good one. I'm excited about
That's
that.
going to be a good one. That's how shall we say? You're getting a 2-for-1 there, because you got the Stop the Bleed 4-hour class in the morning, and then a free 4-hour area study class from Forward Observer in the afternoon. That's going to be a good class. And then you got Tallahassee, June 6th, which is a Sunday, morning class and an afternoon class. Tallahassee, Florida. And yeah, by the way, where are all my Floridians at? We get a lot of people from Florida who are like, well, when are you coming to Florida? Well, we're coming now. Like, well, yeah, but it's in Tallahassee. I'm like, I'm in your state, though. And I at least made it to your state.
We had a student last class, drove 1,900 miles.
1,900 miles this past Sunday. So, yeah, that's what's on the books currently. Moore, Oklahoma on the 23rd. Paola, Kansas on June 13th. May 23rd is Moore, Oklahoma. Tallahassee, Florida is June 6th. And Dallas is this Friday, April 30th. All that's at refugetraining.com. So I'll be at the Paola class. Really excited. Awesome. too bad I'm not down there anymore. When are you coming to PNW? It's in the works, Sarah. It's in the works. Florida man doesn't even go to Tallahassee. Shut up, Mark Chase. You're not helping me over here. Well, if you're in Alabama, if you're in southern Georgia, right, come to the Tallahassee class. It's a Patreon live stream, Arkansas. It's not a YouTube live stream. It's Coffee Time with Bear. Tallahassee isn't Florida, it's Alabama. Well, you tell that to the Tallahasseans, says the Florida girl. Tallahassee, Florida, United States. Let's see. Tallahassee is the capital of the U.S. state of Florida. It's the county seat and only incorporated municipality in Leon County. Tallahassee became the capital of Florida, then the Florida Territory in 1824. In 2015, the population was 189,907, making the city the 126th largest in the United States. The population of the Tallahassee metropolitan area was 377,924 as of 2015, and it has 103.5 square miles at an elevation of 200 feet. So there you go. Yeah, Loomp, I saw your video. Me and Shine watched it last night. It's awesome. My wife and her friend going to the Tallahassee class, both looking forward to it. Awesome. Requesting 100 pounds of Tannerite for the 4th of July live stream this year. I told you all that I tripled Yankees' budget for the 4th of July. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. The map is wrong. Well, the government does tend to be wrong about things, so I'll just call them and let them know that, hey, Tallahassee is not Florida, it's Alabama, because Renee said so. So, there we go. It's only 2,000 miles to here. Sounds like a blast. It's great. Looks like freezing temps are behind us, planting potatoes and onions. Awesome. My onions are doing good, but my potatoes have not come up. They just, and in a few places, first little new leaves, right? So you got your new leaves and your true leaves, right? And the new leaves, pretty much everything looks the same. And then after that, you get your true leaves where you go, oh, yep, that's definitely potatoes. Terrifying in the best way. I'm going to Paola. Topeka's only 1 hour, 16 minutes. Awesome. I could probably hear 100 pounds from here. Probably. That'd be fun. Although, you know, I don't want flying impaled objects in people, so maybe not 100 pounds of tannerite. Come here, chicken. I love this knife.
Twitch, that's a dangerous thing right there.
Yeah. Got the land cleared to expand the garden. Have to build the beds and boxes. Too much clay and rock in our soil not to do them. I need to use Bear's time lapse and get stuff done. There you go. Hunter, we are getting broccoli and cabbage and strawberries in the ground in Chuala? Or is it like Chihuahua? How much sunlight do potatoes need? Can they grow in a covered porch? They need some, but it can be intermittent or dappled. They don't need a lot. Direct sunlight will probably kill them. Chihuahua. Your two-legged alarm clock is going off. Well, I'm awake, bro. That thing's like, hey, the sun is up. And I'm like, I know this. So don't put Tenorate on fence posts. No one ever get that right there. Is it Chawila? Chawela. What is it? What if the CH is like a sh? Is it like Shawula? I got it. Nice. Nice. Awesome. I use this knife for butchering, and I want to do more butchering right now, just holding it. So sorry, Twitch, but hey, come here.
Did you tell him about the fist next to me the other day?
Oh, I don't know if I did or didn't. He was doing something pretty. We were just trash talking each other the other day. He was getting on my nerves a little bit, so I just took my hand and put it right next to his head. I wasn't gonna punch him, but I was gonna let him punch himself on my fist, just waiting for him to do one of these. So the greens on the potatoes are fine in direct sun. You do not want the potatoes themselves to see the sunlight. Thanks, Loomp. Nitrate truck blew up close to us, rattled windows 60 miles away. Big crater in the highway. Well, that's a problem. Chris Haynes, appreciate that. Got all the mice out, I think, except for me. Fabuloso. Correct on potatoes. I would defer to Loomp's judgment on a lot of things when it comes to planning. Running into a fist is never good. We have fog here. That's our electronic dance music chicken over there. Pop 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 it up. Pop pop it up. See? See? She's too good at it. She's too good. She keeps such good time. Oh man. Yeah, we somebody has to sample that chicken, that one right there. Drop it like it's hot. Components as fireworks at the gun show. Never seen that before. Me either. Is Potato still above the dirt? Oh yeah, he's around. I was just petting him earlier today. Tried last year in buckets in the morning, sun side of the house, basically boiled the spuds. That's why I was thinking maybe doing them on the porch. Probably a good idea. Yeah, that's how you keep chickens alive in bear camp. They have to have meter. They got to be able to drop the beat. If they're not musically acceptable, then we eat them. I'll sample it with good breading. Nice. I've not tried potato towers, although Phelps wants to do a 55-gallon drum full of potatoes and just keep fill it. You put potatoes in the, put some soil, put potatoes in the bottom, a little bit more soil, and as they grow up, add some more soil. As they grow up, add some more soil, and get the whole thing full. And then allegedly, you end up with this 55-gallon drum full of potatoes. And then when you dump the drum out at the end of the thing, I think he said you get something like 100 pounds of potatoes per drum, allegedly, something like that. So, Hunter Kirk is going to try a tower this year. I like it. Come on, chicken. Drop that beat. I bet you there's like 100 eggs in there. I want to try the same using old tires, but my dad tossed all the old tires. Damn it, Dad. That was for surviving the apocalypse. A couple of years, Esteban Caravas is opening a cigar, whiskey, and gun range in Nashville area? Prove it, Joshua. Otak chicken, Bamaram. That's Chris Haynes. Where's Shine? Are you beating her up at 9 or 10?
10.
Oh, geez.
It's not as much beating today. It's more training.
I am disappointed. Please break my teenager.
Well, tomorrow's beating.
Oofda. All right, y'all. I got to go about my day. I got stuff to do today. Not that hanging out with y'all isn't important, but I got the things to do. So I'm going to bounce. But I appreciate y'all, Patreon. We'll talk soon. Shalom.